Hello, friends. Kelly here. I haven't talked to you guys in I don't know, a week or so. Um, but I am coming at you raw, no makeup, anything. My hair is still kind of wet. But I have some questions for you guys. Um, I know that I talk about single ladies and stuff on here a lot. Um, but I want to talk about narcissism. I was in a relationship for many, many, many years. And I was not the perfect partner by any stretch of the imagination. But I didn't see at that point how bad things were. I just didn't see. Because I was in a cloud myself. I was drinking a lot. I was disappearing. It was just awful. Um, but as my life changed and evolved, we got a divorce and um, we never stopped seeing each other. And he got remarried, and I think that lasted 22 days or something like that. But the whole time, he was back and forth between her and I once a month at least. You know, he'd move his stuff out. Like, I don't know how many times this man has moved. I truly don't even know. Okay. And we got married in 2005. So, um, in 2015, he got remarried, and it just was back and forth, back and forth. And he still has continued this to this day. She moved on, got married, whatever she's doing, I don't know. But anyway, she got tired of it and she moved on. And then he met someone else and he was doing his same stuff. He was miserable and he was living with this girl and um, just contacting me when she lived, I don't know, like an hour away, so he was living like an hour away from me. And then he would want to come over in the morning before work and see me, and he was just doing the same stuff over and over. So then I let him move in with me when he moved out of her house, because he had nowhere to go. And he ended up buying a house in another town close to me, and I helped him with everything, and helped him get the house basically and repair a lot of things and do yard work and blah blah blah. And the thing with him is it's always constant. Like, he always tries to find a reason after a month, or now it's down to a couple weeks, to where he's blaming me for everything. I mean, it's just, this has gone on too long. And I have completely changed my whole life, my whole lifestyle. And I think he's a little threatened by that too. I don't know. I'm not at his beck and call anymore. I'm not real sure if any other ladies are going through this or not, but it's really, really hard to move on when you kind of have like somebody in your ear constantly, you know, telling you good things. And then in a couple weeks, they just turn on you and blame you for things that maybe have happened, like, I don't know, 7 years ago. So that's kind of what happened. And to top everything else off, yesterday was my birthday. I turned 51, and I spent my whole entire day at church serving for the church. We had a conference for leaders all over the Midwest, and it was super exciting. And so I got to do what I wanted to do and spend my birthday how I wanted to spend it. I don't think that made him very happy, but it doesn't matter. That's not up to him, it's up to me. That's how I want to spend my birthday. So we were supposed to go out to dinner tonight, and then he came at me with all this stuff. We had reservations, and he came at me with all this stuff from years ago, and it just got worse. Like, and then I tried to call him to talk about it, and he won't answer my phone calls. He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to text about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. So I know there's a lot of red flags, and I know I need to move on, and I'm trying to do that in my life with God and Jesus and everything. I'm trying to move forward and live a better life. But I just wonder, um, dealing with a narcissist is very, very, very hard. And I'm just wondering how many of you other women out there are dealing with this. And I finally just told him, I said, after all these years and the back and forth from 2015, well, actually longer than that, I can't do this anymore. I truly cannot do this anymore. It is draining everything out of me. And I think that's what they want. They want to drag and drain everything out of you. And I'm not going to allow that anymore. And I think he's very threatened by my church because I'm so involved in my church, and that's something I've never done before. And I'm very involved, and I love my church. They they are my saving grace. God is my saving grace number one, and my church is right there with them. And he did attend with me twice, and I introduced him foolishly to some of my friends, and then he just turns on me. So he just turns on me like this. It just happens. I'm kind of curious if anybody can put in the comments how you dealt with it and how you. I'm trying to gain enough strength to get out of that trauma bond. The trauma bond is a very real thing, and if you don't know about it, you can research it. It's a very real thing. When a narcissist, or I don't know, other mental illnesses, they get you in a bond to where you just can't, like, it's familiar. It's even though it's bad, it's familiar, and you do find comfort in that. I know that sounds really crazy, but it kind of goes back to childhood because you're so used to trauma that you find comfort in it. And trust me, I know it sounds so crazy, and I'm trying to break that. But trauma bonding is very, very hard to break. I'm getting better. And if anybody has any ideas on how to help me get through this trauma bond, I have watched a lot of videos. A lot of people on YouTube have been very helpful. But I guess it's up to me and up to God. And I trust in God that this person will finally stay away from my life. I'm trying to gain enough strength to keep him away. But when you're trauma bonded, it's very hard. So I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but I'm just trying to see if I can help anybody else. I will say that what I have found in my life that helps me the most is my church and God. And so if you are struggling with this, pray. And sometimes, this is the biggest thing I've learned in church. Sometimes God doesn't answer us right away because he's preparing us for what is to come. And I constantly remind myself of that. I have to in this situation. I have to. So anybody that is struggling along with me, just pray about it and trust the process. God will help you. I promise. Much love, YouTube. Thank you.